I've got 3 tips for restaurant owners trying to accomplish basically anything. Whether it's you're looking to hire good staff or you're looking to grow your business and get more sales and profit, there's really just 3 basic things I would recommend if you want to do anything. And it's all about communication. It's just how do you communicate with people? How do you get the word out? So real simple. The 3 things I would recommend, again, if you're trying to get staff or you're trying to get business, these things apply to all the things you're trying to accomplish. Recommend 3 things. Number 1, it's pay to play. So you got to spend money. You got to spend money on advertising to get the word out. And if you have a way to track what those dollars are actually doing for you, you can actually see that advertising and spending money to get the word out, it's not going to be an expense or a liability. It's more of a profit generator. It's more of a money-making machine. And so number 1, spend money on ads, whether it's you're trying to grow your business or you are trying to hire staff. I'd recommend the place to spend that money is on Facebook and Instagram. There's lots of other ways you can advertise. My arm's getting tired here. There's lots of other ways you could advertise. You can do TikTok, you can do Snapchat. There's lots of things you can do. We find with hundreds of our clients, the best mediums are still Facebook and Instagram by far, just because the most people are on those platforms. That's where most people's attention already is. So those are the 2 platforms I'd recommend spending your money on, whether it's job postings or it's you're trying to run ads to get more customers. Definitely recommend that. So number 1, spend money. It's pay to play. You got to spend money on ads. Second thing I'd recommend is to directly communicate with people. Directly send people messages. So what I'm talking about is people's emails, and send people text messages, and send people Facebook Messenger messages. If you've got a database of those people who live within just a couple miles of you, let's say you've got 10,000 people who live within just a few miles of you, and you send them a message, it's going to be really effective, whatever it is you want to communicate, whether it's you're hiring staff, whether it's you want to get the word out about a new menu item, or you're selling gift cards during Christmas coming up in Q4. Directly communicate with people. That's just such a big thing that I think most businesses forget about. And it's all about numbers. So I'll give you an example. If you look at your Facebook following, let's say you've got 5,000 followers on Facebook. And if you're using just Facebook posts without spending money on them to communicate with people, it's not going to be very effective. If you look at how many people the posts reach, you're probably only reaching about 5 or 10% of your followers. If you've got 5,000 people and you post something, look at the reach. You've probably got 250 to 500 people seeing anything you're actually posting. And it's not your fault. This is just the way that the social media platforms work. So basically, if you've got a following of 5,000 people and only 10% of people are seeing anything you post, or 5% of people are seeing anything you post, you don't have 5,000 followers. You've got 500 followers, because the rest of them, they're not seeing anything you ever put out there. So they're basically worthless. So that's why you want to build a database of people's direct contact information, because when you send a message across email, text, and Facebook Messenger, instead of reaching 5 or 10% of those people, you reach 95% of them every single time. And you own that database of contacts. Your business owns this, not Facebook, not Google, not big tech. So anyway, to summarize, that's my second recommendation, is build a database of contacts and directly communicate with people. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're trying to grow the business, if you're trying to get hires, it'll work for both. All right. Third thing I'd recommend is use video. Use video just like this. Video is a great way to communicate these days. It's such a busy world, and people don't usually read things. They just scan. So if you can get people into a video like this, if you're still watching this video about 4.5 minutes in, now there's a reason for that. And so I'm giving you a lot of information, much more than I could do in just some sort of post, right? So anyway, use video. I'd recommend using Facebook Live Video. Facebook Live Video is a great free hack to reach way more of your Facebook followers. The reason is because whenever you go live, Facebook will send a notification to every one of your followers. So on their phone, it says, Joe's Bar and Grill's going live. Click here to tune in. So this is not a live video right here, but as an example, you should be going live. I'd recommend at least 3 times a week. It can be 30 seconds to 30 minutes. Talk about how you're hiring good people, how you have a great culture, and it's a good way to hire people. Talk about your new menu items. Talk about how fresh the food is. Show people the back of the kitchen. People want to see what's happening at local businesses, and video is a great way to do it. So, a couple tips around Facebook Live video. Don't overthink it. Don't script it. Keep it genuine. Keep it authentic. Like in this video right now, I had no clue what I was going to say, right? I'm just winging it, and I think it's going okay. And so, when you're doing video, don't worry about screwing up. Don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about it being perfect. Just go live. And we've had some restaurant clients of ours who have gone live, and like the video was upside down. The video was upside down the whole time, and people shared it because I thought it was hilarious, and that restaurant got a ton of exposure from it. We've also had some of our restaurant clients. One of our clients had food in his beard that he didn't know about the whole time he was live, and people thought that was hilarious, and they shared that a bunch. And so, it's just a really good way to communicate with people. So, don't be afraid of getting on camera. I'm not the best looking guy in the world either, but I'm doing this. So it's an example. Go live at least 3 times a week. Talk about what's going on there. It doesn't have to be scripted. So anyway, I thought I'd share this stuff with you guys. We work with a few hundred clients around the world, and these are the things that they're doing every single day that are really helping them. And it's not rocket science. It's just really simple stuff. So number 1, spend money on paid advertising. It's a pay-to-play game. If you can turn a nickel into a quarter, why not do more of it, right? Second thing I'd recommend is build a database of direct contacts and directly communicate with people, just like human beings communicate, right? If I'm gonna ask a girl on a date, or meet up with a friend, I'm not just gonna post to my Facebook page hoping that that person sees it and then meets me wherever I want to be going or whatever I want to be doing. I'm gonna directly communicate with people, so I'm gonna call them, or I'm gonna text them, or send them a message. So the same way that human beings communicate, it's the same way that businesses, and especially restaurants, are communicating with their customers as well. And then just to recap, the third point, use video like this. Use Facebook Live video. It really, really helps. So anyway, I thought I'd share this stuff. It's working for our clients. If you want a restaurant, give it a shot. It'll probably work for you as well. And if you have success with it, come back to this post and share if it worked for you. Thanks. Hope it helps.